Hi everyone, this is Sandy from Scissors in the City. This bonus project is a 3D luminary. I'll show you the sides. And there's the top. These are the items used to make this project. It's the Sizzix die, which is a luminary 3D, a lawn fawn die cut that says Happy Halloween, a couple other miscellaneous Halloween die cuts, and your bonus project pack. The items I used to complete the project are some Huggy wipes or something to wipe your fingers, binder clips, some saran wrap, wet glue, scotch tape, a Sharpie, a poker tool, and a scissor. Okay, to begin we need our base pieces, our yellow rectangles, our pattern paper, and our black die cuts. We're going to take our pattern paper and adhere that to the base papers. Try not to get too generous with your glue so that it squishes out. And then we're going to take our yellow paper. I don't know if you can see it very well on these, but this one you can see the best. I kind of smudged some ink around the edges. And to do that, I took my saran wrap and made it into a little ball. And then just inked it up. And then I'm going to go like this, but I don't want it too strong, so I'm going to kind of tap off to begin. And then just go around your edges. You can always add more, cannot take it away. Again, that's just to tone down that yellow paper. And that's done for those. Now we're going to put our little die cuts in there, and we want it to start with, let me move these out of the way, and I'll bring in this so maybe you can see it all. So I want my bat to look about like so. Could go like that. So I want just a touch on the tips of his wings. Now below him is going to be that happy, so we don't have to cover that whole window. And then next I have the cat. And for the cat, I trimmed him out of this circle. So once the circle is out, then you can see how you need to fix your trimmings. Or once he's out of the circle, I should say. Chop that one ear a little too much, and then he is going to get placed just on the bottom, so just a smidge, just enough to get him to hold there. Then we have our our witch, and she will go in like so. So we got a little more space to put a little glue on this broom. Press that down. And then last, we have our spider web, and that goes on both outer edges of the web. This one you can actually turn over and see what you're doing. And again, it just goes on just like that. And then the spider, you're going to want placed up like so, or we can put them up in this one, however you want. I think we'll put them up. There you have your die cuts in place. We're going to take our yellow paper, go just around the edge of this. Be very careful not to get too much glue on it, because it does tend to leak out and then it won't look as nice. And you can put some glue on the bat itself. And then when you're placing this, you want to make sure you're above this, I don't know if you can see it, above this score line, and this score line. You don't want to go over those score lines. So there's the first panel. And we'll do the same thing for the rest of the panels. Not too much around the edge. And then you can do the die cut. Let's use this one. I flipped it over right away because I didn't want it sticking to my paper in case any of that glue eased out. that one aside. Then we need our roof sections. There's two of those. They're the orange glitter paper. And on the back side, they are just white. And I didn't particularly like the white showing through here, so I inked it. And by inking it, all I did was tap it. I just wanted that white dulled. I didn't want it solid black. You certainly could if you want. But I just kind of toned down that white. And then set those aside. Now we're going to fold. So the first fold is all the way up, like so. And then the next fold is the opposite way. And if you start trying to fold it in the middle instead of on the edge, it usually works a little better. And then we fold the next one the opposite way. And then the bottom one is back. So it's a fan fold on this bottom section. So it's like that. And you got your little tabs, you can fold those in. And then also this side section. Again, if you start in the middle and work your way to the edges, it usually is a little bit easier. Now in this top section, we're going to fold towards us or towards the base and then away. And these little ones are the hardest. And then back the other direction again. And the tab. So again, base, first fold is towards the base. So you cover up the window. Then we're going to go the opposite direction. Like I said, a fan fold going back the other direction. And then the last one is like so. So we have our little stair step again. And then the tabs on the side. And this one. And the top is the same way. First fold towards you. Next fold away. Now we're going to come back towards us. And I did that wrong. So the top fold is not a fan fold. Top is towards you, and then away again. So it looks like that. we need to start adhering, and it's going to fit like that. So this tab will go in that step, and then that tab is there. We need to do the side and the top tab. So let's start by putting some adhesive on the side here. Just going to hold it for a second to kind of get that adhered. Then we need to put some adhesive on this tab. It's going to go like so. This is what I have my little binder clips here. I'm going to use that to hold that in spot. Now we'll come down on the bottom and do the same thing. We're only going to be able to put a binder clip on the bottom one though. And you have to look inside and see where it is. Okay. Then do the same for the next two pieces. And then go to the bottom and do the bottom ones. I'm going to let them dry a bit and work on my ruff. Now my long panels, I'm folding towards each other. Like that. And then these other ones go the opposite direction. I forgot to mention that some of these orange pieces wanted to cut apart, and if they do, that's why you need the Scotch tape. So I would ink first and then put on some tape to cover it up or to adjoin the two. So it would be just like this, and you'll never see that after. We also need to fold that. Let's get this other piece to the same spot. So we fold it like so. And then we're going to go backwards and backwards. And then this piece is going to attach. So this one comes forward. this one will come forward. So let me show you that again. First fold it here, and then this is back, and this is forward. And we're going to need to adhere that like that. That one over there. So let's first put some adhesive on this part of it. Line it up, line up our points. And then take another binder clip to hold it in place. This one has to go in back of that piece. And we're going to do the same thing. So put some adhesive on here. Then you're going to put it in place. And we will binder clip it for a while and work on our other piece. So we'll set that aside. Now we'll come back to our base. And we have to do it the same way. So we'll put our adhesive on the side here and attach this panel. Hold it for a minute till it kind of adheres. And because my fingers have it placed this way, I'm going to do the bottom first. Adhesive on your tabs and put it together. And use a binder clip. I'm going to look on the inside and just see if that's in the right spot. And we'll do our last panel. And the top piece. Now while we're waiting for, oh, we could stick this on. And this, the Happy Halloween, will go right along here. I want it to bend just on the edge of the Happy, or excuse me, on the edge of the Halloween. And it goes on with just a little bit right across. We could do it this way. And it's right on the edge of the window. And then when I got to the end, I just snipped it off. And we'll come back and we'll do the same thing over here, just on the edge. Snip it off. Okay. Now, while those pieces are drying, actually, I need to tell you one more thing up here. I'll take off these clips for a minute. We need to put a little bit of glue on these ends that kind of stick out. My glue is dried, and no, it hasn't dried over there yet. Well, I can't hang on to this one. It's so slippery. And I need another clip. It's holding. There. So now we're done with our glue for a while. And we will need our ribbon and our twine. A ribbon, our twine, and our little brad. For the brad, some of the brads are not black. So all I did is took a Sharpie and kind of marked it around. To make it black. Then we're going to take our twine and make it into, just make circles with it. Like so. Then you're going to take the legs of the brad apart and put the twine between them. And then squish your legs back as tight as they'll go. So you have that. Then take your ribbon and first make a little loop. Well, sure. Like that. And then we make loops back and forth. This section should be about not over 3 inches. And they don't have to all be the same length. Just go back and forth. And push them together so that the edges are the same. So this is flat and that's flat. And then I took a poker tool and made a hole in the middle of my ribbon. And you're going to take your brad and put it through that hole and open the legs of the brad then. And you can take some of your twine, your sickles, and put on the opposite side. So you got about 2 and 2. Depending on your loop size, you might only have 3. However it is, it'll be fine. Then you can spin some of these loops around of your ribbon so that it's not just all on a row. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now we're going to go back to our little base. Take off those clips. And this will sit corner to corner. Like that. But before we do that, we're going to take our, I shouldn't have closed up that brad, because that's going to push right in through the middle. Like that. Now my glue doesn't want to hold that real well, so I'm actually going to take some Scotch tape and tape that down. So I don't want it coming apart later. So as long as we're doing that, let's put it on both of those. Now we're going to take our glue, and again, we don't want to over glue because I don't want to see the glue. And this is the hardest part, I believe. It's trying to get this all to stay in place. ribbon around. Make it look cute. Then we have some moss. And the moss is here to cover up these gaps. So just stick a little glue down here. And put some moss on it. What I would do to begin is cover your gaps, and then if you have extra you can put it wherever you want. But primarily we want those gaps covered up. Still see that one. Didn't like that. And this moss I just found at Michael's. It was already dyed. And there you have it. A little happy Halloween luminary.